Hey guys, I'm Geek. In this video, I want to share a look at my setup and tips that I use on my Galaxy Z Fold 8. Of course, these tips, most likely you can go ahead and apply for yourself if you never knew about them, and that's why I'm doing this video. So let's go ahead and start with the first thing that I always do on folded devices, especially since the Z Fold 3, and is actually activate the Dolby Atmos feature, especially on this device, because when you open it up, people do notice that the audio is actually coming from the left side. So one way to actually improve the audio for this system, just go right here, slide down. On the toggles, there should be a Dolby Atmos toggles. If you don't see it there, just go ahead and edit it and add the toggle via this option right here if you don't see it there. But of course I put it there, so just make sure you enable that and the audio is just going to sound better. If you press and hold, or better yet the other way, if you go to settings and you go to sounds and you go to sound effects and quality, it's right there as well. So you could turn it on or you could turn it off, and you also have the option for equalizer. Right now I always, by default, it's on balance. I put it on dynamic, and here I just go ahead and adjust a couple things here and there, and basically that's it. But of course this really depends on what kind of music you use, what you really use your sound for this device. Is it for playing video games? Is it for watching videos? So yeah, I recommend to actually go ahead here, mess with the equalizer, and always leave the Dolby Atmos on. The other tip that I change right away is continue apps on the cover screen. Like for example, if you have like Instagram open, right, and you go to the cover screen, I want the app to actually transfer to the cover screen just like that, without the screen turning off or anything like that. So to enable that, all you got to do is go to settings again, go to display, and over here in the bottom there should be an option that says continue apps on cover screen. So of course by default, I think when you use this for the first time, I think it's on never. So when you close it, the screen actually turns off, or I think it's in the lock screen. This is how I leave it. I leave it on always, and basically that's it. That way when you have an application that's opened, you go ahead to the cover screen and boom, it just stays open right away. The other thing that I love changing right away when I get any smartphone is the gesture in the navigation bars. Like you see, there's no buttons, back buttons, or anything like that. So the very easy way to do that is just go to settings again, go to display, and over here there should be an option that says navigation bar. Right there, navigation bar, click right there, and by default this is going to be on buttons. And like you see right away, you can see the buttons right here. I just don't like to use that. I really rather use the swipe gestures, and it just functions just like the buttons. You go up and you can see all your applications, and you could go and clear the apps like that, or you could go and slide like that. If I'm on here and I go like this, it just takes you to the home screen. So yeah, I love changing the buttons for gestures. The other thing that I like to change right away is the sensitivity of the screen, especially if you're using like front cover screen or screen protectors and all that. I really recommend you go to settings, go to display again, and go over here. It says right below the continue apps on cover screen, there's an option that says increase touch sensitivity. Just make sure you turn that on. Even if you don't use cover screens, I just love it how easy and how very responsive the phone is. But yes, if you're using a case with a cover screen, or you're actually applying a screen protector on your phone, I really recommend to actually turn that on. You won't regret it. And even if you don't, because I don't like using cover screens, but I still like to turn that on because it just makes the phone more sensitive to your touches, and that's the way I prefer it. The other feature that I love to change right away because it really annoys me is the panel separation. I know a lot of people might be used to this already. I'm not. I just try to change it all the time. And panel separation is, for example, if I have my phone open or closed, it doesn't really matter. If you swipe on one side, you get the toggles, right? But if you swipe on the other side, you get the notifications only. You don't get the toggles. And that for me actually annoys me, because then my brain has to figure out, okay, which one I got. Is the toggles on? Is it on this one? Nope, it's on this one. So I hate going through that. I rather go ahead here, go to panel settings, and right here you got separate and you got together. Click together, and now when you click together, let's go back again swipe down. It doesn't matter where you swipe down, you get the toggles and you get the notification. If you want to see more toggles, just swipe down again on the same panel, and then you got all your other buttons. So it really doesn't matter where you at. Now, if you press it here, swipe right in the middle, you get your notifications, you get your toggles, which is the more important toggles. And if you want more access to the other toggles, you just go like that. And it doesn't matter where you swipe. So yeah, that is something that I do right away on every smartphone that I get. The other feature, in my opinion, you have to enable if you have a foldable phone is to make every application enabled to be multitask. So, or do multitasking. What you do there, you go to advanced features, you go to labs, and now right here there's going to be an option which I believe is actually unchecked. It says multi-window for all apps. Okay, even applications that are not actually optimized will actually work as multi-window and will actually be available for that. So that is something that I really recommend to actually turn on. And the way that it works here is very easy. Let's say I have the YouTube application on, which is the application that I use the most. So now this year they actually put this right here, which is very light. If you tap right there, you can see this option right here. And now you can see all the applications on your phone, whether they are optimized or not, they're going to be there and they're going to be working in full screen mode. So if I open up Tubi, boom, it's just gonna open up. So I don't know if Tubi by default was gonna work or not, but hey, at least you know that all the applications that you open up is gonna work. Of course, you could go like this, you go like that. Keep in mind, remember that with this phone, you can actually do 3 screens. So if I go like this, go like that, boom, I can have 3 screens now open. So that's pretty cool. I don't really use that. I always use my phones with 2 screens only. That's the way I do prefer it. So yeah, this is something that you should enable. The other thing that is really cool here when you do multitasking is the side panel. This side panel right here, make sure you actually always customize it to your liking. When you open it up, I believe the side panel is actually activated, so you don't have to activate it yourself, but it's very cool. Just make sure here, I always try to put the application that I use the most. So to change this, click right there, and from right here, you could choose any applications you want to have there all the time. Like if I want to put the calculator, I could put it here. If I want to put like the clock, boom, I could put it there. If I want to move the calculator over here to the top, I could do that. If I want to delete an application from there, I can just delete it. And it's just that easy to actually customize that. So let's say you're done. Oh, by the way, you click right here, make sure you have recent application. Show recent applications. That way, using this panel, it will always remember your latest application that you use. It's like a history. So now when you swipe right here, like see the side panel is actually now customized with the calculator over here. And you're always going to be able to access it just very easy, especially when you're doing multitasking. You go like that, you go like that, and you can choose your applications from this side, from the side panel. And it's very convenient. Very, very, very convenient. Yeah, very nice. So yeah, that's something that I use a lot. Over here, I could put my, oh, did it work? Nope. My Instagram. Because it's already open. That's why. So if I go to Facebook over here, I could have Facebook and I could have Instagram right there, one next to each other. Right there. So yeah, that's how you actually use multitasking here. And of course, side panel is a very good feature to actually customize for your liking. And also if you go to settings and you don't like to use for applications, you can also customize that for people, task, weather, tools, clipboards, and reminder. I rather use it on apps. So yeah, that's the way I like to use it. Basically, that's it. Now, another feature, in my opinion, a lot of people, if you're getting a foldable phone, you should do as well, is turn off screen mirroring. Why? For example, I like to treat my front screen or my cover screen as my phone. For me, this is how I like to use my device. This for me is my phone, right? When I open it up, for me, this is my tablet. So I don't want my inner screen to behave or look like my front screen. That's why I turn screen mirroring off. So to do that, you just go like that, go to the home screen, go over here, and right here you have the options for screen cover or cover screen mirroring. By default, it's going to be on. So let's go and show you guys how that functions, which is the way most likely you have it. So when you have it like this, right, this is the setup right now, right? Looks cool, okay, but when you open it up, the inner screen actually is actually behaving like the front screen. So you got the layout of the phone right here and of the second page of the phone right there. And that I don't like, because when you do changes to this screen right here, right, it affects everything that happens on this screen. See? And I just don't like that. So to actually fix that, or to use your front screen as your phone and your inner screen as your tablet, just go ahead again. Nope, let's go. Nope, don't do that. Don't do that. Let's go ahead here. Go to settings, go to that, and turn it off. Hit apply. So now, at least now it actually remembers. So now you have it like this. This is my phone. And when I open it up, whoop, there you go. When I open it up, boom, this is my tablet. So, and it has different setup. I can have different widgets over here, like see that? I can have different widgets over here. I can have a different set of setups. I can have folders that look like that big, and that's the way I prefer. And that's something that I really recommend a lot of people that are getting a foldable phone for the first time. Just treat your front cover screen as your phone and treat your inner screen as your tablet. 2 devices in one. Another thing that I changed that was annoying me is the keyboard. Like you see here, the keyboard is now nice and complete. When you open it up and you click right here again, like see the keyboard is actually nice and complete. But when you open this for the first time and you try to use the keyboard, right, the keyboard is going to be split. So to actually change that, just go to settings. Settings is going to be right there. When you have the keyboard right there, it's going to be in settings. Click right there. Go here to the bottom. It says mode. Click that, and right here you have options for standard, split, and floating keyboard. So I just keep it on standard. Landscape view, I just keep it on standard as well. That way, either if I'm using it like this, while using it like this, it will always be the full keyboard. Another feature that I really recommend to change is landscape view for portrait apps. Now, portrait apps is basically applications that are actually forced to be used like this, right? So if, for example, Facebook is actually forced to actually be used like this. If you're using Facebook and you never change it, you know that if you go like this, it just doesn't switches. Like, for example, if I open another application like Instagram, actually does switches. Instagram actually switches by default, I believe. And see, it looks like that. You go like that. But if you want to switch that to force all the portrait apps to look and work in landscape view, it's very easy. Just go to settings, go to advanced features, go to labs, and right here it says landscape view for portrait apps. Click right there, right? You're going to look for the application that actually is forcing the portrait view. And right here, for example, Facebook, turn it on. And if there's other applications that are actually forcing you to be portrait, just go ahead and enable it and just sit. So once you have that, now, right, if I open up Facebook, it's like this, right? If I go ahead and switch it to landscape view, boom, voila, look at that. It switches really nicely, and it works just like the Instagram applications. Like, see here, you got all the other sections over here, and you got the view right here. If you go like that again in portrait view, it actually works as well. So yeah, make sure you actually turn that on for a specific application. Okay, now for this one, I actually put the case because I wanted you to see this right here. So like you see, when my phone is not being used, you can still see my time, my weather. You can see some applications there like for cleaning as well, and my health thing as well. So to have that enabled is very easy. I love having it like this because when I have a case and it's in a stand, I can still see the time. Believe me, this does not burn any battery whatsoever. Maybe like a 1 or 2%, maybe nothing, very little. So go to settings, go to lock screen, and over here you got always on display. Tap right there and just make sure that first of all is enabled, right? Make sure that is actually enabled. The other thing that's going to be enabled here is show lock screen wallpaper. Turn that off, because like you see there, if I have it on, the wallpaper is still going to be visible, but it's going to be like toned, like slightly blurred in the background. Turn it off. That way it looks completely pitch black. The other thing you want to do here is when to show. I have it on auto. That means that after 5 minutes, if I'm not touching my phone, it will actually turn off completely. If you want to leave it on forever, like every time the phone is like that, just make sure it actually turns on all the time. Just leave it on always. But I like to keep it on auto, and it works for me. Maybe it works for you as well. And basically that's it. That's the only thing you should do here. The other thing that is actually enabled as well is this right here, which is show now bar. I don't really care for that feature, but if you want to keep it on, you could keep it on, and this is how it would look. Again, click like that, and there you go. That's how it look. And the show now feature is this right here, which if you tap, right, if you tap, it actually shows you like a little briefing of the day. I don't use that feature a lot, so I just recommend to just turn it off. So I just go ahead back here again and just turn that off. That way the front cover screen can actually look nice and clean. And of course, the way that you actually customize this, right, the clock right there, is by tapping right there. And right here, you can actually customize the size of the clock. And you can actually customize here the applications that you want to have right there. So go ahead and play around with this and make it look as good as you want. And basically that's it. When you're done, that's it. And now when you have it laid down like that, it just looks nice and awesome with the big clock, the time. You can also put the weather as well, but I don't have the weather there because I have it over here as a toggle or as a button right there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. If you click right there, I can go ahead without opening the phone. I can actually optimize and free up storage or space with, you know, the trash stuff like that. So yeah, that's something that I really recommend to do. Where I get my wallpapers so far lately, I've been getting my wallpapers from the Samsung section. So if you go right here and we go all the way here from Galaxy, the Galaxy right here, you can show get more apps. And right here, this is where I'm basically getting all my applications. Go right here, you see, make sure you actually switch that to free. And here you're gonna get a look at all the wallpapers that are popular right now. And that's how I've been getting my wallpapers. But of course, you don't need this. You could get your wallpapers from wherever you want. But yeah, right now, if you're asking where am I getting my wallpapers right now, these are all from the Samsung gallery theme section. And basically that's it. Those are all the tips and my setup for my Galaxy Z Fold 8 device. And keep in mind, this also works for the 8 Ultra or for the Z Fold 7, for any foldable Samsung device. So guys, thanks for watching this video. And of course, if you have other tips you want to share with everybody else that I didn't show on this video, leave it in the comments. Thanks for watching this video. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.